Ever get that feeling? Like when you try to summarize a book, but it's so complex,
Right.
so layered with meaning that it almost feels impossible.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're trying to like capture fog in a jar.
I know exactly what you mean.
That's kind of the challenge we're diving into today, but with the unique twist.
Okay.
Our source material isn't the Bible itself,
Uh-huh.
but rather the introduction to a podcast that tries to summarize the entire Bible.
Oh, wow.
It's called Listen to the Bible Worldwide.
Interesting.
So we're going to do a deep dive today into this introduction
I see.
and kind of analyze what they're trying to do here with this podcast.
Okay, sounds good.
What do you think about this idea? Summarizing the entire Bible, from Genesis to Revelation.
Well, it's definitely an ambitious undertaking, to say the least.
Yeah.
Condensing such a vast and intricate text into a podcast format.
Right?
Like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
It's a monumental task.
It really is.
It just raises so many questions about, like, how are they going to do this? What choices will they make in terms of what to emphasize, what to condense,
Right.
and, like, what interpretive lens will they be using?
Yeah, are they going to be focusing on the Old Testament more than the New Testament?
Exactly.
Are they going to be picking certain books and sort of glossing over others?
Yeah. Who knows?
It's really interesting, and it's kind of like they're creating a map
Uh-huh.
of a vast continent.
Right.
And like,
Yeah.
every map maker has to decide what features are most important to highlight, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the invitation for listeners to engage through comments?
Oh, yeah, that was interesting.
Like at the end of this intro, they invite listeners to leave comments and kind of discuss what they think.
Yeah, that to me suggests a desire to sort of build a community around their particular interpretation of the Bible.
Yeah, it's like they're starting a conversation
Right.
rather than just saying, here's the information, take it or leave it,
It is.
which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I like
I
that.
do too.
And I think the podcast name, Listen to the Bible Worldwide, really emphasizes the universal appeal of this text.
I agree.
It's not listen to the Bible, in rural Kansas or something. Like it's like listen to the Bible worldwide.
Worldwide.
It reminds us that the Bible continues to be studied and interpreted by communities across the globe.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about the Bible is that it has touched so many lives
It has.
in so many different cultures for so many centuries,
I agree.
that God bless at the end of the intro really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
On the surface, it seems like a common courtesy,
It does.
but it also subtly reveals a particular perspective, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
It suggests a certain theological framework that will likely influence their interpretation of the text.
Right.
It makes me wonder, if they're going to be coming at this from a very particular viewpoint,
Yeah.
that's going to kind of color how they present this information.
I see what you mean. While it could be simply a customary closing,
Right.
it does potentially signal a specific theological approach.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, for example, if they'll be leaning towards a more literal interpretation of the Bible, or perhaps a focus on certain denominational teachings.
Exactly. It's like choosing a specific filter for a camera lens.
All right. Right.
It will shape how they capture and present the content.
For sure.
So while we haven't explored the content of the Listen to the Bible Worldwide podcast itself,
Yeah,
we've gained valuable insights from just its introduction.
I think so too.
What are your final thoughts on this?
Well, I think this raises a fascinating question for our listeners to consider.
Okay.
How do other individuals and communities approach the task of summarizing and interpreting the Bible?
Right.
Are there alternative approaches that might highlight different aspects of the text, leading to different understandings?
That's a great question.
Exploring these diverse perspectives could really enrich one's understanding of this complex and multifaceted book.
I totally agree. And I think that's something that we all need to keep in mind.
I think so.
As we, listen to podcasts or read books or articles
For sure.
that are trying to summarize or interpret the Bible.
Absolutely.
Because everyone's coming at it from their own unique perspective.
Right.
And so I think it's important to be aware of that.
Yeah.
And to be open to hearing different interpretations.
I agree.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
And see you next time.
See you later.